Do you need a web page? Do you need a logo in order to sell your services? I think this is the most common misconception that is out there in our industry. And I was guilty of this as well when I first started out. I said, I'm going to start this business. So what do I need? I need a web page, I need a logo, and I need some beautiful fonts, the right fonts that is giving this luxury, chic, professional look. It's like, knowing what I know now, when I'm looking at it in retrospect, I'm not saying that it's not beneficial to have a sales page, web page, brand, colors, or logo. But will it be the thing that sells your service? Absolutely not. Knowing what I know now, I'm thinking about like, why do actually people think that they need a logo? Why is this the first thing that people start out with? And I think it has something to do with things have to be perfect when you're just starting out. Before you launch anything, before you sell anything, things have to be perfect. Because you picture yourself like you're working on this program, or you're working on this service, or you're working on this product, and the moment that you launch it, people are just going to run to your webpage and you're going to be sold out. That is not going to happen. Unless you are like a unicorn or something. I think people want everything to be perfect before they even start. And that's what is preventing them to start in the first place. Because they like need to have everything sorted out. That's one point of it. Like everything has to be perfect before you even start. The second thing is, you think that this is your way of differentiating yourself from your competitors. As long as my web page is more beautiful and more appealing, people will pick me over my competitors. And that is also not true. What is needed for you to sell your services without needing a sales page or web page or branding or logo or beautiful fonts? Because I have never, ever, ever bought anything from anyone because of the web page, and because of the logo was appealing, and because they have beautiful fonts and beautiful pictures or whatever. So when you're selling high ticket services, your audience are looking for your perspective on a particular topic or problem that they're currently experiencing. So they are willing to pay a higher price to get that specific problem solved. So a beautiful web page will not do it. A beautiful brand image or brand colors or beautiful fonts or beautiful pictures will not do it. First of all, to sell high ticket services, you need to understand who your program is for and why they need it. Like this is the hardest part when you're just starting out, to understand and figure out who you actually are serving. Because when you're having a web page, you have no idea what to post on the web page overall. You're just starting out. You don't know who you're talking to. You don't know what you're selling. You have no clarity. So when people just visit your web page, when you're just starting out with no clarity, people just leave because they have no idea what you're selling. The first thing you have to do is practice how to articulate the value that you are providing for people. What kind of service are you selling? What kind of problem are you solving? What kind of people are having those problems? This is the first thing you have to figure out. Build your foundation first. Practice the basics. Basics first. That is what you need to do. And it takes time and it takes practice. But if you do not do these things, you won't move forward. No web page will help you with this, to close clients when your foundation is shit. Regardless of how beautiful your web page is, if you have no clarity around who you're serving and what the problem you're solving is, people won't buy. So understand that you need to build a foundation first and spend time nailing this, because it has everything to do with your future success. And it takes time to practice how to articulate who your program is for, what kind of solution you have and who you're helping. This all takes time. But this is the first step you have to do. Nobody knows who you are. Create awareness around the basics. The second thing is you have to spend time on building relationships and building trust. You need to step in front of a camera or do a podcast if you don't like standing in front of a camera, people seeing you, watching you. But share your perspective. Make people understand how you talk, how you can provide value, how your perspective on things is, and building a relationship with them, so eventually they will end up being your client. High-ticket clients, they spend the majority of their time watching your content in silence. They want to hear your perspective of things. They binge watch your content. So practice how to articulate your value, and in the meantime build the relationships, building trust by communicating with them in the direct messages and building trust that way. That is the basic things you have to do when you're just starting out. So that's how you sell without a web page. I have a crappy web page. I made my web page, I think I spent a day on it. But the majority of my clients don't visit my web page at all. They visit my web page when they are starting their own web page, when they're creating their own web page. Then they visit mine to see what I have done. So I have enrolled my clients into my program without them having visited my web page. So I'm not going to spend a huge amount of money building a fancy web page because I do not need it. And you don't either when you're just starting out. Practice building trust and doing the basic, articulating what you do and who you help. That is the two things you need when you're just starting out. Practice the art of selling, and you do not need a web page for that. You do not need fancy web like branding, beautiful pictures. You need to express your expertise and show people your perspective on the topic that you're educating them on. That's what you need. Well, I hope you like this video. If you want to learn more about how ticket sales, subscribe to my channel.